my father told me the stories that he worked at the original Duane Reade in Manhattan, like I think Duane and Reade Street, and there's a couple of like it was owned by I think I think it was Jewish immigrants. I think that's right, and they caught him studying one day for the exam, and he explained, yeah, I'm trying to get this thing, and they were so moved by the fact that he was studying that they paid him, but he didn't have to work.
Oh, wow.
They let him study during his shift, and other workers were, how come he gets it? And they were like, don't you mind that? Just you do your job. And I don't know, I'd hear a lot of stories like that from my folks of like other people when they came to this country that helped them out in different ways. And it's funny, like that's kind of the New York experience that I get from my folks that I hear about more now as an adult. And my mom, like when she was, pregnant with me, she would go to the library. She didn't have a job and she didn't have one until, we were a lot older, but she go to the library and read and try to figure out what is this country that we're in. And there was a man, an older man, a white dude, I think he was in his 60s, I forgot his name. But he would go to the library. I think he was retired and he had time to kill. And he would just sit with my mom. They met and he would talk about the history of the country and like different things about New York and things that my mother wouldn't have known. And, and then they would go to like a bar and she'd have a coffee and he'd have something with whiskey in it or something. And he, would just tell her like about like civil rights movement and how local politics work or, just all the things you would have to know potentially, or even stuff you wouldn't, but just like, what is this place that I'm in? And I think she said the last time she saw him was right before the baby was born, like when she was very pregnant. He got her some like present for me or something, and she never really saw him again. And it was this, like, who is that person, and and why was that person so kind, and all the all this anti-immigrant stuff that you hear in the country. It's so funny to also like contrast it with my parents' stories of like other folks, immigrants and non-immigrants, helping them out and supporting them because they were part of the community. I'm like, yeah. And that's kind of like my experience in Queens. So it's just kind of a funny, it's funny to think about that.